guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm actually gonna show you a bit about what I like to eat. In the last video I was talking about clean eating and how the food industry has become very toxic and that we are all suffering from marketing, labels saying that, oh, this is healthy and no sugar, and they're all lying to us. So today I'm going to show you some examples of some of my favorite foods to eat and some of the things that I would like to avoid. I will show you some of my favorite foods for gut health. Also, I will show you some of my favorite supplements that helps for gut health, digestion, constipation, metabolic health, to keep your metabolism healthy, cleansing your liver and all these kind of things, and also about blood sugar, how to keep your blood sugar more stable and avoid more spikes. Let's get into it. So first I would like to mention that fiber is very important, and I love to start my day with a green juice. I usually have this celery juice. I love this juice. It's 95% celery, the rest is like lemon juice, and it's super clean. I get it from Whole Foods. I love it so much, and I make my green juice with broccoli, frozen spinach, or fresh. If you make this juice without anything cold, it tastes really disgusting room temperature. Also, you have to have this celery juice with it because just vegetables alone taste really disgusting. Also, celery juice is so good for cleansing your gut. It's very healing for you. Even if you have IBS, I would still recommend you to drink this because I know that celery can be marked as red in the IBS food category, but this has really helped me so much. I also like to add flax seeds to my celery juice. If you read behind, you can see that it's 20 grams of fiber per 100 gram. This is amazing. So, just a few spoons of this really adds in fiber, especially if you struggle to go to toilet or constipation and bloating, because we often have bloating because we need to go to toilet, so this really helps if you feel really heavy and you need to you feel like you need to clean your gut a bit. Fiber is also so important to feed your gut microbiome and keep healthy your immune system. And yeah, you can also add is wheatgrass powder. This tastes disgusting, to be honest. So if I drink this, I usually just force myself to drink it if I want some extra fiber. But this is so high in fiber. There's like 47 grams of fiber per 100 gram. And wheatgrass is a really amazing supplement or thing to add to your diet because it's very healing for your body. So I can definitely recommend this to some people. You might want to try to add it to your green juice. Maybe it doesn't taste that bad if you mix it good with the celery juice. You can also add coconut water, but choose the cleanest coconut water you can find, no added sugar. Also check how much carbs they have, because if you are trying to follow a low carb diet, they might have they might be a bit high in carbs. But coconut water is so good for your cellular healing. It helps to hydrate your cells in your body, which is also very good for your metabolic health. It's also very good for your skin. In the morning, I love to have my coffee. I never drink coffee without milk. So these are the two milks that I usually use. I personally recommend the almond milk with no sugar. You can also get the organic one, which is much better, obviously. But this is not too bad option. There's also this one, which I think tastes much better, but the thing is it does contain sugar. So if you want to be super clean, I would choose the one with no sugar, no added sweetener or anything. I choose this one sometimes just because I think it tastes better. But I would recommend this one. As I mentioned, I don't eat any dairy. Sometimes I eat eggs if there's the only thing I have that is available and I really need some protein, or I feel like I want some protein. But in general, I don't eat eggs or dairy. I'm allergic to milk, that I find out, and I'm also sensitive to eggs. And as I mentioned in my last video, I really recommend everybody to take an allergy test, because if you keep eating things that you're allergic to, and you have to take an in-depth allergy test, because the normal test doesn't give you a clear answer. But if you keep eating things that you're allergic to, you are feeding pathogens in your body, and you're leading to even more metabolic imbalance. I also mentioned leaky gut in my last video, which can lead to many detrimental chronic illnesses. If you cannot afford an allergy test or you have no access to a great doctor who can take this test, I would recommend you to at least try to stay completely away from dairy and eggs for at least 2 months and try to see how you feel. Maybe you're struggling with pimples, mental health issues, bloating, psoriasis, or any other like autoimmune disease or low energy, anything else. I would recommend you to try to avoid it and see how you feel. Maybe you will actually see that this really helps. A lot of people are allergic to dairy and milk without knowing it. Some people are lucky and can eat it. But the thing about the milk and egg industry is that the farms are supported by the government, which is also why they do a lot of marketing for their products. So the milk and dairy industry is not the same like it was. It's sick animals and they are not living the same way like they did before, and it can really disturb your health and your hormones and everything in your body. So here are 2 different yogurt options. I prefer soya yogurt because it's much higher in protein. I know there's also coconut yogurt, but for me it's way too high in carbs. There's too much sugar in it and I don't want to eat that. So I try to go for something higher in protein. Also, it's much more filling. So this one is from Alpro. As you can see, it's plain. However, if you read it, you will see that there's added sugar in it and there's also a lot more ingredients. So it's not the best option. This one I got from Whole Food is called Soyade. I think this is the best brand for the cleanest soya products. So I would definitely recommend this more. It's also much more filling and there's literally almost no carbs in it. It's good protein for a yogurt, for a soy yogurt, so this is my highest recommendation. Actually add nuts and seeds and maybe some raisins to my yogurt and some berries for sweetness. So there's also a lot of different granola. Some, like here is an example of granola that you can add to your yogurt. So I would never eat this one. It says okay, 30% less sugar, high fiber, but if you read on the package, it's like sugar, sunflower oil, wheat flour, corn fiber, glucose syrup. Okay, I don't even have to read this whole thing to know that this is not clean. It's not healthy, okay? It says so, it's less sugar and it's not healthy. Or if you do want a bit sweeter granola, I would say this one is better. This one is called keto granola. It's lower in carbs. The only thing is that there is sweetener in it, which is called ethithyritol, I don't know how to say it, and stevia glucose. Okay, and stevia. But it's very short ingredients list. So sometimes I actually do eat this one. However, I don't eat too much of it because I am very sensitive to sweeteners in general. Obviously, stevia is better for you. It's a natural sweetener. So it's definitely a much better option if you really like granola. But personally, I really prefer to just add like some nut seeds, maybe even chia seeds, and like just some raisins, a few raisins for some sweetening and some berries. So first thing I do before I eat anything in the morning is actually to take a shot of my probiotics. One is called Simprov. If you have tried probiotics before and you feel like they doesn't help, it might be better to try a liquid probiotics. This one is quite expensive, but it has really helped me a lot, so I definitely could recommend this brand. If not, you can always try supplements, but try to find a high quality probiotics. That's very important. I also have a shot of this aloe vera water. It's so good for cleaning, especially if you have struggling with constipation. So yeah, this is one brand that I use. It's organic aloe vera. I also got this one from Whole Foods. I want to get into what I like to have for lunch. Sometimes I actually skip breakfast, or I just have like some seeds or something in the morning and my green juice, and I delay my breakfast if I feel like a bit heavy. And you know, you don't have to eat breakfast if you don't feel hungry. Like, it's good to skip meals sometimes, as long as you feel like you are able to do that. Like, as I mentioned in my last video, intermittent fasting is very healthy for you, for cleansing your body, and you don't have to follow any norm. You should eat how you like how you feel like when you're hungry, obviously healthy. And you don't have to have 3 meals a day. You know, if 2 meals works for you, that's great. I personally, I have 2 meals or 3 meals a day, like proper meals, and then I am more of a snacker because I don't like to feel heavy in my stomach. I don't like to feel too full, so I like to have a good protein meal. I feel like I want to have snack on some nuts or seeds, I will do that, or some fruit or something. So I just eat how I feel like, and as long as I am not hungry, that's great, you know. And I obviously don't have any big meal before I go to sleep because this is not good for your sleep, and I try to not eat after 8, as I mentioned. But yeah, so for lunch I love to have, for example, salmon. It's hard to find wild caught salmon that actually tastes good. So obviously that's better because farmed fish is not so good for you. I also like to have for lunch maybe some chicken with a salad on the side, maybe even beef or some meat, but I definitely need some protein for my lunch. I like to variate. Favorite protein for my meal is salmon or sea bass or some kind of seafood. Definitely gonna make a full video of what I eat in a day at some point as well. I have a few on my Instagram and TikTok if you want to check that out, but I promise I will make more of them as a good example. So as I mentioned as well in my last video, I don't eat gluten. I try to avoid it. Of course sometimes I have bread, but I eat low carb. So let's get into pasta, for example. So this is normal pasta, spaghetti, not healthy, obviously. Of course I can have it sometimes, I eat it sometimes, but you know, if you're a big fan of pasta, you might want to find another option to eat more often. So this is a good option. It's yellow lentil pasta. So it's made of yellow lentils. It's much higher in protein and it's lower in carbs. If you have a sensitive gut, you might find it hard to digest, but you might want to try this one instead. It's a bit better. There's not so much ingredients on it either, which is good. If you want to add some extra protein or carbs to your salad, you can try lentils instead. Lentils might be better for you than beans because I know that a lot of people might get really bloated after eating beans. I do. So I prefer adding lentils or chickpeas or quinoa instead to my salad. And now I'm gonna get into snacks. A lot of people like to have protein smoothies as a snack or even as a meal. I don't eat protein powder. I don't eat protein shakes. I don't drink smoothies. I am not a fan of that, and it makes my stomach so upset, and most protein powder are really horrible for you. This is the best option of protein powder I ever found. It's called Vegan Protein Blend for Body Me Naked. I don't know if you can see it. But I don't eat this one either because it also makes my stomach upset. Let's see what is actually inside. It contains organic plant protein, organic pea protein, organic sprouted brown rice, organic hemp seed protein. So yeah, it's a very good ingredients list, to be honest. So if you want protein powder, I would probably eat this one. Like, I would avoid protein powder in general if you have a if you have a sensitive stomach. But yeah, if you don't and you really want to have a protein drink, you know, you could try this one. I love snacks. I sometimes I feel like I can snack all day, but I try to not do that because it's not so good. But yeah, I'm gonna show you some example of snacks. So I used to eat this one before, but it's not really that clean. Like, it looks healthy, kind of, you know, like oat bars with apple and raisins, but it's not really that healthy. Like, if you read on it, it's okay, at least it's gluten-free oats, but it also contains rice syrup, coconut oil, raisins, coconut sugar, rapeseed oil, dried apple pieces, cinnamon. It's not too bad, but it's not clean, obviously. Maybe a better options than many other things. It doesn't make me bloated or my stomach upset, at least. But yeah, I don't know. I remember I used to eat so many protein bars. Here's an example of a protein bar. I would never ever eat it again. I'm not even able to read the ingredients list, but there's so much weird things in it. I wouldn't eat that thing. There's also this one, Naked. They're not too bad. Sometimes I do snack on them, They're not 100% clean, you know, but you cannot be perfect either. So I think it's not the worst thing to eat. It's a good option. I would never eat the whole thing, to be honest. I think it's a bit high in sugar, but I would maybe like snack a bit on it if I want something sweet. This is probably my go-to snack to have as well. Tribe. It's not too bad. Obviously, it does contain sugar because there's dark chocolate in it that contains sugar. But it doesn't make my stomach upset, which is great. And it's vegan, so it's good. It's better. And then I do like chocolate, to be honest. Here is two different options. This is actually made with stevia. The ingredients list is not too bad, but I don't eat this one anymore because I don't like sweeteners. I don't like stevia. It does make my stomach upset. So I actually eat this one that does contain sugar instead. It's vegan chocolate, 70% dark. Dark chocolate is healthy for you, however, it does contain some sugar. But, you know, sometimes I do eat sugar as well, you know, so this is what I go for. I think actually my favorite snack though is actually just these seeds. It's organic pumpkin seeds. I love them so much. I usually have them with like maybe a bit of raisins and some raspberries. I love raspberries and berries in general because they're much lower in carb and they contain a lot of fiber, which is great. I never eat chips really, but sometimes I snack on these ones. It's called cheesy kale chips. They're actually really tasty. The ingredient list is not too bad. And I think it's a healthy option, you know. They contain also good amount of fiber. Sometimes I do have lentil chips, but it's not something I eat very often. Okay, so that was just some of examples of food that I like to eat and food that I may not eat that much or I'm a bit more careful with. I'm gonna show you now some supplements that I like to take as well. I love omega-3. Take this every day. It's so good for inflammation and also your mental health. It's actually showed research that taking the right dose of omega-3 every day is just as effective as antidepressants. So, you know, this is so good for your mental health and your body. Take omega-3. Also in the morning I take chromium. This is very good for stabilizing your blood sugar and have less spikes during the day. So definitely check that up online, how it works. I also take this GI cleanse from Artha supplement. It contains berberine, thyme, cloves, black garlic, magnesium, and some other things that is really good for your gut health and also like liver detoxing, cleansing your body. Berberine is also blood sugar. It lowers your blood sugar so you have less spikes during the day. And as I mentioned in my last video, the more blood sugar spikes you have, it will block leptin to your brain, so you will feel more tired and hungry. So I definitely recommend this, or you can just take berberine. However, you have to check the dose, and also it depends on your age if you can take it or not. Also contains magnesium citrate, which is very good for if you struggle with constipation. It really helps to move things down. Also, while we're talking about constipation, sometimes when I struggle to go to toilet or have constipation, I take one pill of this supplement. It's called Digestic. A revolutionary formula for IBS and constipation relief. Oh my god, this thing, it's quite laxative, but in a gentle way. So if I take one of this in the evening before I go to sleep, I wake up the day after and yeah, all problems are solved. Not in a dramatic way, but in a very good way. So honestly, this supplement has saved my life so many times, especially in the past. I don't take it so often anymore, maybe like once a month if I have an episode of constipation. But wow, this thing is so good. So if you're interested in lowering your inflammation, I would definitely recommend taking turmeric every day. It's so good for lowering inflammation, keeping you healthy. Spirulina is so good for you. It also helps to cleanse your body and especially heavy metal detoxification. So yeah, try spirulina maybe. So I forgot to mention bone broth. This is one of the bone broths I drink every day. If you think you have a leaky gut or suffering from leaky gut, this helps to heal your gut lining because it contains glutamine. It's quite expensive, but I bought this every day in the past and I drank this every day, and it really helped healing my gut. So take iron and zinc supplement because I suffer from still absorbing them. It's much better now, my absorption is much better, but I still take iron and zinc. These are actually both made of natural ingredients, so it's not direct zinc, it's made of things that does contain zinc and iron, so it's much better for your body to absorb. Also, I know there's a lot of electrolyte drinks and electrolyte supplement, however, a lot of them contain sweetener and a lot of bad things. I have tried to take them in the past and it made me so bloated and sick. However, I found this one from Vidio I, the same brand as the other one. It's called Electrolyte Fix, and it contains no weird things. It's all clean ingredients. As you can see, it's just chloride, potassium, sodium and magnesium. So I really like to take this if I feel like I need some extra hydration or some extra salts. Now the last supplements I'm going to show you is actually for having a good night's sleep and from calming. So magnesium glycinate helps you to fall asleep easier. It's very good to have a non-disturbed sleep. I sleep like a princess with this magnesium glycinate. Then there is ashwagandha, which help you to stay more calm over a longer time. It helps you to feel more balanced in your body. And also valerian root, which is very good for anxiety or stress. I take both of these ones before I go to sleep. I like the liquid ones because it's much easier absorbed in your body. Definitely recommend these. Okay guys, that's all for now. I hope you found this video helpful. I tried to show as much as I could from the things that I already have at home. And please let me know what you would like to see in my next video. And I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for all the support. I'm so happy to be a help for other people. And see you in my next video. Kisses!